Go ahead and start on my brows, and I'm going to take the Maybelline Studio Brow Pomade. This is really, really good. It's gel based, so it lasts a long time. I always underline the bottom first, and then I kind of just fill it in from there. And I don't focus on the front as much because I'll take the spoolie and just brush out. And that creates that kind of faded brow. And then I just brush the rest through. And of course, I'll take concealer and kind of even them out a little bit because my eyebrows are never even, and concealer really does help to kind of give them that better shape. I'm going to take some Maybelline concealer. This is the Fit Me concealer, and it's in the color Fair. So I'll just take some on the back of my hand. This is a really old brush, but this is like one of my favorite brushes. It's really, really flat, so I'm just going to pick it up. I always saturate it on both sides so I can get a lot of product on there. I'm just going to start on the bottom. And clean them up, and then I go on the top. Wait until I do my foundation, and then I clean the center up. That's just how I do it. So until then, I kind of have like a unibrow, but I find that I can do the faded look easier if I just do my foundation last. I am going to take some brow powder, and this is from the Brow Bar, and it's like a brow powder, and it has two different colors and then a wax. I never use the wax, but I always use this color right here because my eyebrows are dark. So I'm just going to take the powder, and I'm only going to fill in the tail end of the brow. This fills in the rest kind of, and it really sets your brows too. You can use eyeshadow, but I just have this, so I use it, but eyeshadow works the same. Okay, so next I'm going to prep my lids for the eyeshadow, and I'm going to take the P. Louise base. I like to use this to kind of give a good base for the eyeshadow. This is in the color Rumor 2, so I'm just going to apply that with my brush that I have. You can use your finger. I wouldn't recommend using a sponge with this because the sponge will soak up a lot of the product. So I just pat it on with the brush. So I am going to apply another kind of concealer. This is the Makeup Maniacs Cover Cup and Snow. I love using this because it makes any color really stick to your lid, and it also makes it really vibrant. So I'm only going to take this on my lid so that the color that I put down is really going to show. And I put just a little. I'm going to go ahead and dip into the palette. Beautiful, beautiful palette. Go ahead and go into this color right here. It's like a dark tan, kind of like a medium brown color, and I'm going to put that in the crease. Really, really good. And like I said, I didn't use a lot of product, and it just blends out so good, and it's super creamy, so you don't have to use a lot of product. Pick it up again. I'm literally just putting it on the end of my brush, and I just will gently work the product into my crease. So I am going to take the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. This is in the color Porcelain, Cool Ivory Porcelain, pretty much porcelain. It's really, really light. So I'm going to take that on the back of my hand, and I'm going to take the same brush I use with my brows, and I'm just going to saturate it, and I'm going to pack it on and then look up, and that's going to tell me where that line should go. I do have a little bit here, but you can just wipe that off. So I'm just going to focus that, and I'm going to cut. I like to use stiffer brushes when I cut my crease. This one's a little flimsy, but it'll still work. Just going to take it out. This isn't going to be too dramatic. I just want the color to really show up. A little bit more, just a little bit. My brush. Go back into the palette, and I think I'm going to use this color right here. So these are like very, very mixed. So you can use actually 2 colors in this pan, 2 colors in this pan, 2 colors in this pan, and this pan. So if you wanted to use like a green, you could do that, or you can mix the 2 colors together, or you could just use this lighter color here. I really, really like this palette. So I'm going to pick up this beautiful maroon color first. Use a setting spray or my rose water on my brushes because it makes the shadow stick to the brush. and it just makes it a lot easier to apply. You can use your finger to apply these, but I have nails on and I don't want to scrape the palette. That is so pretty. I feel like I should use a bigger brush with this, but this color is beautiful. It's like a maroon. It's almost like a metallic color. It's really pretty. Into this color next. It's a beautiful like deep matte burgundy. It's really, really pretty. I'm gonna put that in my crease above the shimmer that I just put down. This is really, really pretty. I'm gonna first apply it and then I'm gonna blend it out with a different brush. It's just easier for me to do that. I'm also gonna pack it right here. I'm gonna try my best to keep it rounded, so this kind of really isn't a cut crease anymore, but I kind of want to do like that smoked out, like rounded shape. So this, as you can see, I did not apply a lot of color to the brush, and like it's that pigmented. And I want to try to keep it like here, but we all know if I blend it out too much, it's going to go all the way up here. So I'm going to try to focus and keep it like right here and not bring it up to my eyebrow. What I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna take the brush that I used the light brown color on, and there's no product on this. I'm just gonna use this to blend only the edges out on this color. A bit more of that burgundy, and I'm just gonna pat it in the corner, the outer corner. I'm gonna dip back into the palette, pick up this color right here. That's the same color that I used, but it's the shimmer. It's the gold color that's with that burgundy. And I'm gonna pick that up on my finger like this. It's really, really pretty. And I'm gonna pat it right in the center. So we're gonna kind of do like a halo eye. And even with no setting spray, that's still super pigmented. But if you add setting spray, of course, it's gonna be a lot more pigmented. But I don't want it to be too much, so I'm just gonna keep it right here. Wing next. I'm gonna pick up the Makeup Maniacs Perfect Point eyeliner. This is my favorite eyeliner. I have had like 5 of these. These are really, really good. And I'll link everything down below. But I'm going to just kind of quickly do a wing. I'm actually going to try a new mascara today. This is also Makeup Maniacs. It's the Big Bang Mascara. This is a giant tube, but the brush on it is curved. So as you're using it, it kind of curls your lashes. I have not used this yet, so I'm really excited to use it. So I'm just going to kind of coat my lashes. I am going to be wearing lashes. I don't have a lot of natural lashes, so this really actually makes your lashes a lot thicker. It's curved, and I love a thicker brush. I don't like the brushes that are really, really thin or like plastic. I love brushes like this because you can really coat and you can really get in there with the brush. I really like this mascara. It's not wet. I don't know if it's waterproof. I don't think it's waterproof, but it's in the color Jet Black, and it really, really coats your lashes, and it actually has made my lashes thicker, and no mascara has ever done that. I usually just use mascara just to coat my lashes, but this is actually good to wear without lashes because it really does make your lashes a lot thicker. And I'll post this down below too. I'm gonna go ahead and pop on some lashes, and these are from Dream V Lashes. They're in the style 3D 607, and I'll post them below. They're just kind of like a natural style demi-wispy lash. They're really, really pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and pop these on, and I'll be right back. My lashes are on. I'm gonna go ahead and start on my face. I take the Makeup Maniacs Pore No More Primer. This is a great primer, especially if you have really oily skin like I do. So it is a mousse based primer, as you can see. It's like very moussey. I literally only put this on my pores, so I don't use a lot, and I just put it really, really where I need it. And it really does mattify and don't know if you can see, but it really does blur your pores really good. So I just put this pretty much here, here, and then a little bit on my chin. Now that that's all blended out, I'm going to go ahead and move on to my foundation. I am going to use Maybelline Matte and Poreless Foundation. This is the only foundation out of the very few that I've used that does not break me out. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of put this on, blend it out, and I'll be right back. I have blended my foundation out. I have not applied concealer, but I have blended all this out. I only put like just a little bit, just enough coverage, and then I go in with the concealer and I'll spot treat scars and bumps and stuff that I need to conceal. And just blend it out. I like this foundation because it's not heavy. It's not very heavy and it doesn't make my skin super oily. And then I'm going to take the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in Fair and then the one in Cool Ivory. This one's super light. Like, this is way too light for me, but I do like to make it a little bit brighter under my eyes. So I'm gonna mix these two together. But it gives me good coverage and it really does brighten. The light color first. I take the darker color and I mix in just enough to kind of tone it down. And then I mix it on the back of my hand. This powder is like my favorite to bake with. So I'll set my concealer and I'll also bake with this. It's J-Cat Beauty Luxe Pro Powder. It's in the color Porcelain. This is pretty much like a translucent powder and it's very messy, but I love it. And even though this palette does not have fallout that I've noticed so far, I still am gonna bake under there just because it's just my routine and it's what I'm used to. And I used to use the Airspun powder and that just looks way too cakey on me. I'm gonna take my Slay setting powder. This is also from Makeup Maniacs. This is the only powder that I use to set my entire face because it doesn't break me out. There's no fragrance, there's no oils, and it's in the color Bermuda Sand. So if you are on the lookout for a really good powder to set, this is really good. So I'm gonna just pat it. And I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm only going to put it where I'm very oily. I'm going to pick up this bronzing duo here, and it's from Wonder Beauty. It's called Trip for Two. It's got a blush and a bronzer in it, and I've been using this lately, and I really, really like it. The bronzer is super light, and the blush is like just enough color, but it's not too dark for me. So I'm going to pick up the bronzer to pat it. I'm not going to rub it or go crazy with it because I did not powder this part down, so I don't want my foundation to move, and this foundation does move if you don't set it. So I'm going to pick up a smaller brush, tap the excess, and I'm going to contour my nose. I am going to blend this out too, so it's going to look harsh at first. Whatever's left on my sponge, that will make it a little bit lighter. Like that. And I'm keeping the powder to kind of bake it on the sides of my nose, just to make sure that it stays put. And I'm just going to go around wherever I put that. And I am going to add a little bit more into the center of my nose. The J-Cat Beauty powder. Back into the palette, and I'm going to pick up that medium brown color. I don't want to add that burgundy under my eyes. I'm going to kind of keep it natural under there, so I'm just going to add that color just a little bit. I don't want to add too much. Go ahead and dust this powder away. I'm going to go into the palette. I'm going to pick up this color right here. So this color is very, very unique, just like the other shimmers. This one's a purple and this one's like a very pretty like light pink color, and they're both shimmers mixed into one. So I'm just going to pick up this pink color right here, and I'm going to highlight my inner corner with that. I want to make sure I don't pick up that purple. Even though the purple is beautiful, I just want to keep it kind of pink. I'm going to take that and I'm going to focus it right on my brow bone. So we have that little pop of pink right there on our brow bone. I'm going to add some blush very lightly. I don't wear a lot of blush, just to give me some color. And I'm going to highlight before I do anything else, to use my More Than Makeup collaboration palette that I did with Makeup Maniacs. And I'm gonna pick up the colors Libra and Luna. These are the perfect highlighters if you are pale. I'm gonna just mix them. I don't even use a setting spray because you don't need it. It's very, very pretty. So before I do anything else, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of spray all the powders down that I used, and I'm gonna use my rose water. Before I apply any mascara or anything, I'm gonna go ahead and do my lips. I'm gonna take this lip liner from Laurent, and it's in the color Chic. It's just like a neutral color. I'm gonna take this lipstick. This is from Amazon and it's by DUX, and it's like a dupe for NYX. These are actually not that bad. They are quite matte, so they can get pretty drying. But this is the color Satin Ribbon. It's just like a pretty neutral nude. So I'm gonna apply that. I'm gonna apply a little bit more of the Big Bang mascara. I'm gonna apply a little bit to my real lashes on the top. And then a little bit on the bottom. This mascara is actually really good. I'm not surprised because everything from Makeup Maniacs is great, but normally mascaras don't work on me. Like, they just coat my lashes and that's it. But as you can see, I don't know if you guys can see, but it actually has made my lashes longer. You can see the difference. Okay guys, here is the finished look. I love this palette. If you guys are in the hunt for a new palette, this is a really, really good palette. It's very unique, it's very different, it's very versatile because you have pretty much 2 colors in one. Use the other colors in this palette. Again, this is the Static Chaos palette for Makeup Maniacs. There is a very limited quantity of these, so if you're looking for a new palette, go ahead and grab this, and I'll link it down below. I love how this turned out though. Thank you guys so much for watching this video today, and I'll see you next time.